Everyone, I'd like to welcome you to a world of peer parking. Now, what is peer parking? It is a service that matches you with people that are not using their driveways. So let's say you live downtown and you have a driveway space and you're not using it for, let's say, 7 hours a day while you're gone for work. You can list it on peer parking and rent out this valuable asset. And on the flip side, people looking for parking will get a reserved space at an inexpensive rate in the destination that they're looking for. No longer do you have to drive around the block looking for parking. The parking is ready for you. And what we made in the past 2 days is basically the user side of people looking for parking, and my colleagues will demonstrate.
Hi everyone, my name is Jigger. So in the past couple of days, we made a kind of basic skeleton program using HTML and JavaScript. It's pretty basic right now because we're first years and we had 2 years. But so we have like a login system running, and then once you go into the login successful. So it's going to take you to a, so you enter your destination into that bar right there, and I'm going to have my friend over here explain what happens next.
Hello, I'm Richmond, and I will be explaining the destination. Would the audience like to give some places that have some very bad parking? York University it is. So we searched for York University, and oh look, we have 5 houses that have parking available. My friend Daniel here will explain the coding behind the searching.
Okay, so as introduced, my name is Daniel, and for the past 2 days we were trying to implement the Google Maps API into our own homemade website kind of thing. And basically what this does is we have a set radius of 500 meters from the selected location, and inside the 500 meter circle, a radius circle, we've searched for all the suitable and open parking spaces around that are registered in our database, and then we list them all for the user to choose from. So right here we have York University, and we have 5 or 4 suitable places to choose. So yeah.
And then we can sort by pricing or distance.
Hi everyone, my name is Taiwo. I'll be talking about the design. We wanted something simple and basic, and also friendly user face. So we came up with the green color. So that's why you have that. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Pavel. I'll be talking about more how we will continue to implement this. In 2 days, what we did is impressive. But to fully be able to implement it, we decided to try and go with Rails on Ruby. Being mainly first years, none of us knew Ruby, let alone Rails on Ruby. But it would allow us to basically set up a way for users to actually put up all their spaces, edit them, access them, for people then to be able to see them. It also has a lot of gems, or basically little applications that you can work into it to set up a user login, user creation, user security system, payments. But we didn't quite finish that in 2 days. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Dimitri. I was behind the server part of it, so that everything will be up in the internet and running. So everything is on hosted on GoDaddy, and yeah, that's it pretty much.
As you can see, a lot has been done in 2 days. And work will continue to be done on this, and we're hoping for a beta launch in June, so look out for peer parking. Are there any questions? Yes.
Are there any bylaws against renting out your driveway? I seem to recall that some cities not allow this.
Some cities do, but I actually called up the city of Toronto and talked to a bylaw officer, and he told me he was fine. He hasn't heard of anything like that.
That's cool.
Okay.
How are you going to monitor if people, like, I assume when you come to park, you book for a certain amount of time, or do you just come in there and take the parking spot until you leave?
You book it for the certain amount of hours that you want to stay.
And what if you're late coming back or you run overtime and somebody else wants to come into the parking spot when you're supposed to be gone?
Well, the main issue is that if a person stays longer, and companies like Zipcar have had similar problems.
Right.
And basically we would mooch off their solution. So basically put a fee on the person that was late, and technically since it's private property, their car can be towed. So that's how we go around that. Yes.
It seems to me that this kind of shell could be used for a lot of other different kinds of apps. I was thinking like babysitting.
Babysitting.
Right? Like if you wanted to go to
I need
concert
babysitting.
at York University, you'd want to know who's got an approved babysitting spot that you could drop your kids off while you went out to dinner or something like that. It seemed like there was a lot of things that are location based that have to do with kind of a time based rental that you could use the same shell and you could just spin off a ton of different applications.
First, we'll target parking and then babies.
Working in the neighborhood.
Yes.
So maybe rent something jewelry as well. So it's just making neighborhood as one, let's say, community. That's good.
Yeah, it takes in, well, on the existing models of Uber and Airbnb, it's another part of like the new sharing economy that's emerging.
In terms of security-wise, is there any amenities in place?
What kind of security? There are lots of issues.
I have my car parked at your dry stop, right?
Yes.
And there was a burglary or something. Who's going to be responsible for that?
That is a very good question, and I can't answer that because all of that stuff would be consulted with a lawyer, and all of these little what ifs would be added into a terms of service agreement. So when you register for the app, all of these things will be thought of in the terms of service, and it would be worked around that way. Does that answer your question?
Don't you think that is a lot of trouble to go through?
When you're solving a problem this huge, it's definitely worth the time and effort.
How do you identify the car that's parked in your driveway? Is that from another member of your parking or somebody else?
Well, upon the registration process, the person inputs their plate number. So that's how we would go around finding out who exactly is in which space. So on the registration process, they put a lot of personal information in so we know exactly who they are, because you don't want just random people going on your driveway. So in the event of, let's say, someone damages a person's property, we know who was there and we can find them. Yes, way in the back.
Do you have any plans to secure that personal information?
What do you mean secure that person?
Well, I'm a little, just my concern is like you said, you're taking license plate numbers and stuff like that.
Yes.
Where are you posting that information?
Currently, we just did this on GoDaddy. We didn't really think that far ahead. I mean, the basic assumptions of the business haven't really been proven yet. So you need to have like a foundation before you can think about securing the building.
I just wanted to know like, if you were to bring this in to the masses, like you didn't want to do maybe a couple.
Yes.
Just that was one of the things that was top of my mind. So you want to make sure you secure that data.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll definitely look into that when the time arises. I mean, it's way too early to be thinking about security at the current moment in time.
And one other question, are you thinking about bringing this to other areas other than the GTA, like Vancouver?
Of course. Like first it's going to be the GTA because we need to figure out how to scale in one city, and then once we build a model, that can be replicated in other cities because all cities work in a very similar way, and basically it's a really data heavy business. So yeah, that's how we're going to go about that. Yes.
Is there a potential theft issue because now I know which houses there's no one in the house, so people can actually go and steal in those houses.
Well, it's not necessarily that no one's in the house. It means that there is an open parking spot. It could be a 2 driveway garage. They could have, I don't know, they could be other scenarios, but but basically, yeah.
Just one more question.
Yes.
There's another peerparking.ca that's actually up right now. Have you guys seen that?
There are other parking services. There are,
Exactly the same.
That's your website.
Oh, that's his website.
yeah, that is my website.
Oh, that
That is my physical,
This is peerparking.ca.
Okay.
yeah, this is a subdomain to the original domain peerparking.ca.
Okay.
That, yeah, we own that. So not to be confused.